Hey
Hi.
girl, hey. What's
Can you
up?
hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hello. Okay.
How you doing? Hair's looking good.
Thank you. And I just got it done yesterday.
Right on. Yeah, got to look all good and fresh for going back home, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Alima, I think we should celebrate a little bit right away here. I want to congratulate you on the news recently, right? The guy who shall not be named unless you want to name him, but well, we got some good updates recently, right?
Yes, we did. Yeah. His name is Dwayne Ewan, in case anybody wants to look his fat ass up. But yeah, he is a predator, prolific child predator. And he got arrested recently by the feds. The motherfucking feds arrested his ass. Finally, after 2 decades of him committing atrocities against children. And so anyway, yeah, he was my abuser. I'd like to think that I had a part in helping lock him away. But the fight's not over yet because I actually think like the discoveries start the week of the fight. Yeah, fucking like next week is when his
Okay.
discoveries start. Or whatever. I don't really know too much about the legal process, but I know there's some kind of movement going on fight week that involves him.
Great timing.
Yeah, great timing, right?
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
mean,
thank
sure as something you're very passionate about, as we've talked about before, but like relief of making this kind of step forward, right?
Absolutely. It was very vindicating because, back when I was when I was 12 years old, when I first came out, and told people what was going on, they didn't believe us. And my sister and I, we were ostracized from the basketball community, really, and from the team. And my sister especially had a terrible high school experience after that. And anyway, so all these years later, when it resurfaced and we're like, what the fuck, where is this coming from? Then that's when we're like, all right, let's do it again. Like now we're grown ass women. Um, let's see who believes us. And the right people believed us because he got locked up. So, yeah.
Yeah. So good times and justice getting served. You love to see that. All right. So we'll see where it goes from here. But yeah, I wanted to get that out of the way though, just because yeah, I've been following it too, thanks to you, and like to see that kind of thing. So yeah, and that's interesting how it is lining up with next week though, like you were saying.
It's so crazy. The timing of like everything is so insane to me. That yeah, it's yeah, I'm actually excited because I'm not sure how it works at the federal level if like we could attend the
Right.
whatever it is, whatever it's called, if we could attend anything. But so I'm thankful that it's starting up, kind of like now and after my fight so that I have more
Mm-hmm.
time to fly back home and attend what I can.
Yeah. And like in terms of fighting at home at this point, Liam, I'm curious. Like, do you still get nervous at all? Like doing it? I mean, you've done it enough times now.
I love it. I totally love it. And I think I'm at a point in my career where there's a lot less pressure on me. Like when I was defending my belt back home, there was a lot of pressure. Um, and then so I'm actually kind of like thankful that I got the losing in my hometown out of the way last
Hmm.
year with Justine Kish. I got that out of the way because I experienced it. That's always a fear. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, what happens if I lose at home? And now that it happened and everything was fine and totally normal and people didn't even like know that they
Yeah.
didn't care, then I'm like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. So I think just like getting over that fear of mine takes a lot of pressure off of me. And I really love coming home. It definitely gives me the biggest platform when I fight home, and I feel like I can make the most positive impact when I'm at home versus fighting somewhere else.
Right.
I try to do the same like when I fought in South Dakota. that's like Indian country right there.
Hmm.
That's right up my alley. And, I tried to do the same and I was able to make a positive impact, I feel. I had a lot of my scholarship recipients come and support me and anyway, but I just feel like Hawaii is like on such a greater scale.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, backyard, that's totally the best way to, display whatever you wanna. So, the
And it's a tentpole event too, so that's
yes,
always that's always nice because it's more eyes on the event.
absolutely. And I want to ask you too about the kind of what the new logo or the sweatshirt you got here, because I've seen you post this before, but it's related to Indigenous stuff, right? Or what's the kind of the story? Because I'll admit I've been a little lazy and haven't fully read through what the background story is for it, but
It's
explain it to me.
okay.
Tell me.
This is why I wear it. This is
Yeah,
why I wear it. So yeah, let me just like adjust my thing. Oh, there's my little foster dog too. I'll plug her a little bit later.
of course.
But so this is my new fight shirt for this fight. And as always, I always dedicate my fights to, I call it the fight outside of the cage.
Hmm.
And so I've been very active in the missing and murdered Indigenous woman movement, which actually started in Canada with the First Nations in Canada, and then it moved to Turtle Island, which is the U.S.
Hmm.
And it's really a global issue, though. It's not just a North American
Yeah.
issue. It's absolutely a global issue where Native women and girls disproportionately face higher rates of violence out of any other demographic. And it directly affects Native Hawaiians in Hawaii, Native
Mm.
Hawaiian girls in Hawaii as well. So Native Hawaiian women, not only are they the most sex trafficked out of any demographic in Hawaii, they face the highest rates of poverty. They, all like missing people reports, Native Hawaiian girls. The average missing child in Hawaii is a 15-year-old Native Hawaiian girl that went missing off of Oahu, where the fights are held.
Mm.
So this is an invisible crisis, we call it, because not a lot of people know.
Right.
Like, well, what is this?
Yeah.
So that's what the red handprint symbolizes. This movement, and you can't really see, but the caption says "Oya Malvo Ma'ani,"
Hmm.
which translates in Hawaiian to "I am still here." And yeah, it's this whole fight. It's going to be dedicated to survivors. In light of recent events,
Hmm.
I'm dedicating it to survivors and those who are affected by missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, people, two spirits. And yeah, that's so you can actually get these fight shirts on my website, eliminator.com.
There we go.
Um,
Shameless plugging.
Shameless plug, but not shameless because 100% of the proceeds goes to my nonprofit, which works with these
Hmm.
communities. I go and teach self-defense seminars out on reservations and to at-risk, communities. So it goes towards a good
Of
cause. This does
course.
not go to me; it goes to my nonprofit.
My goodness, just always doing the goodest things and greatest causes, Alima. Look at you, real trendsetter.
But yeah, I have like, yeah, I feel bad. Even my one of my teammates, I gave him his shirt today, and he's like, I wonder what people think because if they came to my house and they would see like all the shirts with your face on it that I
Right.
have, like I know, I'm like, not so
Accidental
good.
shrine building.
Yeah.
So, I mean, without getting too much into this rabbit hole here, going down, and I want to ask you though, like, do you have any idea or explanation why they're kind of so targeted?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's colonization. It
Mm.
goes back to colonization and, from when the first white man set his foot on the shores, Hawaiian Native women were disposable in his eyes. And so, yeah, 100% stems from colonization and historical trauma. It's been passed down generation to generation. So, yeah, it's throughout the dawn of time. It's that and other Native communities too, not just Native
Right.
Hawaiian, can all point to colonization and Native women being disposable in their eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, and one more thing too, in Hawaii especially, um, sex trafficking is directly the high rates of trafficking is directly tied to the military.
Really?
So absolutely, Hawaii is one of the most militarized locations in the whole world. Like there's some crazy number of how many military sites that we have in
Hmm.
Hawaii. And if you look at our geographical location on the world map, we are freaking right in the middle between
Yeah.
Asia and the continent,
Hmm.
so the states. So
Yeah.
it's just perfect. It's the perfect place to for the sex trafficking trade. And sex trafficking can be traced from Hawaii, can be traced all the way back to again like when the first uh, people set foot on their shores, they
Yeah.
were taking Hawaiian women, um, with them. So it's 100% military and tourism, the two most extractive industries in Hawaii, is what is directly causing directly linked to the high rates of sex trafficking of Native Hawaiian women.
Jeez. I mean, I think it's good to, highlight these things and spotlight it because so many people, look at Hawaii, not to say it's not a great place, but like, it's such the fantasy vacation spot, right? But
Oh
then,
yeah,
you know,
and it's romanticized. I mean, and that's like part of my mission is to show people that like no, it's not. It's your vacation,
right.
but it's not our vacation. In fact, we're constantly getting pushed out. All these, I mean, like people are so they just have no. They're so ignorant. They're so woefully ignorant that they're like, oh, we want to live in Hawaii. Oh my gosh, yeah, let's just like move over there. And it's like one family in, one family out. Every person that moves to Hawaii, you're pushing out a Native Hawaiian.
Hmm.
Like we literally can't even live in our own home anymore. I think it's like 80%, something like that, of Hawaiians don't live in Hawaii. We can't even afford to live in
Wow.
Hawaii. So yeah, everything is so like tied together, and I'm gonna try to keep it digestible during fight week, but it's hard.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Especially when
and
you're
then
there.
and especially when the Friday card is like for the troops,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And like, don't get me wrong, I have love for the troops and everything, but I just don't want them in Hawaii.
Right, right.
We
Yeah.
need to demilitarize Hawaii.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and there's obviously good reasons as you lay out there. So yeah, good to educate people. That's what it all boils down to. Knowledge is power in these kind of cases. So yes, but got the fight to worry about as well, Ilima, and it's one that we've kind of talked about the possibility of for a little bit now. Kana Watanabe finally getting to dance with her a little bit. I mean, just how excited are you for this one? And like, obviously, somebody like I mentioned that we've been keeping our eye on. But yeah, what are you expecting out of her to finally, step across the cage with her?
Yeah, I've been calling for this fight for a long time. Actually, I think we were like, I think in 2021, we were matched up. I had just signed the bout agreement, and then my knee was just
Not
not
ready.
there. Yeah, and so that was when I got surgery. So I had to pull out of that fight. So it's been a fight that's been a couple years in the making. We have very similar records, similar amount of fights. Two of the best grapplers in the division until Jenna Bishop came along. Jenna Bishop, freaking badass. Yeah, so now
Shouts
I'm
to
like,
her.
oh, we're like some of the best grapplers in the division now. Now that our division's freaking like beefing up and
Hmm.
growing. So anyway, but yeah, we're two of the top grapplers in the division. So I think that this is a super interesting matchup, and yeah, like you said, I'm excited to dance with her and feel her strength and see how our styles match up.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I do love and hate this matchup because I love both of you guys as fighters and individuals. So I hate that one of you has to lose, and I'm not gonna root for a draw because those are never fun. But I like it and I don't like it for those reasons. But it's funny, Ilima. Like a lot of times in MMA history, I think when we've seen like very good grapplers go against each other, they can negate sometimes and turn into like crazy striking battles. And I think we've talked about this before with past opponents of yours, but like you expect that at all in this one, or is it pretty much a guarantee we'll get the good old jiu-jitsu and whatnot going?
I'm not sure because she doesn't strike me as a striker, or like all of her fights end up on the ground,
Yeah.
and she actually dictates that. So, who knows? Who knows because maybe she won't want to go down to the ground with me. I don't know. I can't say, but I feel like it's gonna end up on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean it'll be fun to see that anyway. So I'm not saying we don't want it to go there, but just sometimes that seems to happen sometimes. Like I remember, what was it, Damian Maya? One of his fights, we saw K1 Maya come out. I don't remember who it was against, but it's like, oh, didn't see that coming. But we'll see. That's the excitement of it. But and I think it makes a lot of sense, Ilima, not just because of Liz and DeAnna Bennett fight the night before, and like a mini flyweight tournament, you could kind of say it as that. But do you expect a title shot with a win here? I mean, makes a lot of sense considering rankings and all the factors about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been unofficially saying that this fight is a title elimination fight, and that we're gonna get the winner from Friday night, or the winner's gonna get the winner. Yeah.
Right, right. And do you like how what is your interest level like in being champion again though? Because you seem so happy and content with it, not being champion anymore, got out of the system. So like, how badly do
Oh
you
my
actually want to
God.
be champion again? Like, is it just whatever?
I'm so happy doing what I'm doing
Yeah.
now. Like, oh God, I know that's bad, but I think I've been kind of like toying with the idea. I'm just like, is it okay to just fight for fun
Yeah.
and not have any desire to like go for it one last time?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I'm just like, are we allowed to fight for fun? And enjoy ourselves and, like do cool shit, like, spread awareness for the cause
Right.
we're fighting for? Like, am I allowed to do that? Um, so yeah, I'm definitely in a different stage of my life, period, where, am I that 27-year-old girl that was, fucking selling shirts out of the trunk of her car to like try to pay rent
Hmm.
and having all kinds of like relational issues, and I just like, am I that 27-year-old girl that is like, I need this belt, or am I now like a mature 33-year-old woman that's just like, yeah, this is fun. Like, let me train hard. Let me, finish my contract, and we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, going with the flow. That's the best
I
way
really
to.
am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many are left on the contract at this point?
I believe there's two after this fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
After. So three in total
I
then
believe
including.
something like that.
Okay,
I just know
around
I
there.
have a couple. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the body feels after this.
Yeah. Well, I mean that number could work out ideally though. Saying let's say you win this one, then fight Liz, assuming she beats DeAnna. Not to look past her or anything, but assuming that's just the dream scenario you guys have worked up, right? Fighting each
Yes.
other. And I was speaking to her. What was it? 2 days ago, earlier this week, and she said, "Hey, let's do it at 135. Let's start the division
Yeah,
off with our
yeah,
title." I was like, yeah, that'd be cool, right? I mean, you guys are both down for not cutting away. You've already
yeah.
called for that, so
Yeah, we've been texting each other like this fucking fight cut, we're just like, what are you today? Like, oh my God, this fucking sucks. Like, yeah, that would be cool. But I did tell her, I was like, fuck no, bitch. If we're gonna fight, we're fighting at 125 because I cannot let you have any kind of advantage
yeah,
over me. You're already like fucking a beast. I need you to have a terrible weight cut in order to like try to even the playing field.
yeah. There you go. So, All fun ideas. But speaking of the weight, though, Ilima, I do want to ask you about the last fight because it sounded like a crazy situation from reading the post that you put out there. You need like a root canal or something, like all these crazy
Yeah,
things going on with you. And that
yeah,
couldn't have
dude.
been pleasant to fight through in the mouth.
I'm still missing a tooth. Like, it's like I'm missing a tooth back there. So basically, yeah, there were two teeth that were infected. And of course, it decides to pop up literally like right before we're about to fly out to South Dakota. I'm just like, dude, I don't know why my mouth is throbbing so
Oh,
much. Like what's going on? I went to urgent care and they're like, oh yeah, two of your teeth are infected. You need an emergency root canal. So I'm like, okay, well that's not going to happen. I fly out. Like, can you just put me on antibiotics? So they put me on antibiotics, but then I'm just like antibiotics fucks you up
yeah.
too. Like it fucks up your system. And so I'm kind of paranoid. And then so I'm like, okay, should I not take it? So it was just a whole mess. And like I was damned if I do, damned if I don't,
Hmm.
because my body's trying to fight this infection. And so it's not able to like cut weight or anything.
Right.
And so yeah, it was just like a big mess that week. And I knew like I've yeah, weight cuts suck and I complain about it and everything, but I've
Fake
never
abs going.
yeah, I've never missed weight before. Like my body knows, and I know my body, like what I'm supposed to lose with each, bath or whatever. So yeah, that week though, I was just like, something's weird, something's totally off. And I ended up, yeah, just stopped sweating once I got to like 129, just nothing. I was sitting in the tub, nothing was coming out. And that's when I was like, dude, I have to make the call. My body is shutting down right now. Um, and then like prior to that too, besides the teeth being infected,
Hmm.
my hair started falling out during camp. That's why I cut my hair because my hair was like coming out in clumps.
Oh my
It was so
god.
and yeah, I was doing all these blood work panels and basically, yeah, my hormones were fucked up that camp. So yeah, I just had to like dial everything in, get everything back on track. And that's when I really started. That fight was when I was like, dude, I don't know how much longer I can do this because my body just is like screaming at me.
Hmm.
And every time I do a weight cut, I am lowering my reproductive chances
Right.
of being able to have babies. I really am. Every weight cut fucks up my system. So I that was when I was like, okay, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Do I really want to keep fighting or do I want to, start a family? But anyway, got everything kind of like dialed back on
Hmm.
track. Um, but yeah, that weight cut was gnarly and my body was just shutting down.
Yeah. I mean, kind of unpredictable dealing with those kind of things. And teeth stuff is just never fun in general. So I've never had a root canal. My girlfriend had one recently, and it doesn't sound very fun at all. So
Yeah, but it was so crazy. Like I literally pulled I pulled after that fight, I like pulled out one of the teeth and it was just instant relief. It was
just by
crazy.
yourself, or you mean?
No, no, no. I went to the
I
dentist.
was like, oh, here it is.
No, and it was so like instant relief. And then yeah, I still haven't put the implant back in yet.
I can
So
save it for later.
yeah, so I actually just made my appointment yesterday. They're like, "Do you want to come in tomorrow?" I was like, "No, I have a fight coming up. Let's do it after the fight."
That's hilarious. Yeah, it could be potentially pointless to do it beforehand. So, uh, but speaking of Liz again, like she said that now her coach recently moved over to Virginia or whatever, so you guys don't get to train together anymore. And I was curious, like, are you bummed about that, or is it like fine because you do want to fight each other? How has it been not working with
No,
her?
no, it's fine. We haven't been training together for a few years now. I can't remember was it COVID or what, but she made the move over to coach Chuck them
Okay.
completely. So this was when he was still in San Diego. So it's been a few years, but yeah, we're still like, we still see each other. We
Yeah.
still hit each other up and everything. If we did need, a training partner, we would absolutely, we would go and uki for each other or whatever. So yeah, it
Not a
was
big
just
change
more
then.
not a big change.
Okay, cool. And how do you see the rematch going between her and DeAnna?
Man, it's very interesting to me because I actually feel like their first fight was very close.
Yeah,
Like it was 1-1 going into that third
yeah,
round.
I agree.
And even that exchange in the third round was pretty even. And that's why I was surprised when I watched the fight live, like in real time. I was like, that's weird that DeAnna just kind of gave up her neck like
Right.
that, you know? So when I found out that she had like ripped her hamstring in that
Mm,
moment or whatever, I was like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense because it just seemed like, yeah, just odd.
mm-hmm.
So I actually think it was pretty even going in, but I also do think that Liz was a little tentative because it was her first, it was her Bellator debut, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Yeah.
Anna was overweight. She missed weight by a lot. And so yeah, I just feel like that wasn't the Liz that I know is yeah. So I think that this fight, if Liz comes out firing on all cylinders like she did against Velasquez, like easy money.
Yeah, no, she killed it in the last fight. I mean, it was not even competitive. So, if she can do that again, then of course, won't be too much of a problem. So, very much looking forward to how everything shakes out. Going to be fun next week, but it's always great chatting with you, Ilima. But before I let you go, I did notice as well that you got into doing some dance class recently. I wanted to ask you about this because like. When did it start, and has it been difficult because of your hip issues and the ability to do your kicks and whatnot?
Yeah, yeah, actually. So yeah, my girlfriends were just like, let's go do a dance class. And it's dance hall raga, which is related to reggae
Mm-hmm.
music and that scene. And so yeah, we went to dance hall raga class and it's freaking awesome. And I'm just like, yeah, I feel so alive. I feel like a woman. Yeah. And I watch the videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need more practice. So yeah, it's honestly been super fun though. We would go every Friday night, and I think it was just a nice change up from being all gross in the gym and
Yeah.
like to okay, let's go dance. And,
Yeah.
and so I really liked that, and I definitely want to keep doing it. I just haven't been able to go these last couple of weeks because I'm like, it's gonna be my luck that my fucking knee is gonna pop
Right.
when I'm popping my butt or something. So I was like, I'll take a break until after the fights, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it. So how long had you been doing it before then stopping?
Never. I think I went to maybe like 5 weeks or 6 weeks of
Okay.
that. Like so, yeah, like 6 classes total. Um, but yeah, like dancing is in my blood. I started as a hula dancer, so I feel like I have like the concept
Yeah.
down and the beat down. I need to loosen up and I need to like not look so fight mode, I guess.
Right. It's too. It's just too. It's the default, right? So I break out of that, but I can worry about that after fighting. So not just yet, but all right, Alima. Well, I'll let you get on with the rest of your day. Always great catching up, girl, and wishing you the best of luck. Excited for the fight, but also not because I don't want you guys to lose again. But
Okay. Are you
should
gonna
be.
be there?
No, I'm not. I was really wanting to be, but I'm missing out again. So
Alrighty, no
yeah, I
worries.
gotta stick with the rain, even though I'm sure there's rain over there as
Yeah.
well. So it's been the longest winter ever, Liam. I mean, here in Washington right now, it snowed yesterday in April.
What part of Washington are you in?
Vancouver, down by Portland.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's very
Oh,
rare though. I don't think that's ever happened in my lifetime. So ready for it to go away.
well, thank you for talking story.
Yeah, of
And
course.
yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see each other later.
faux show. Go
Bye,
get
Dre.
it.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you.